Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending our second sales seminar of our new ATP product that we are launching from Zeisel. Um, Before we start, I have some handouts ready. You can download through the session with some information on our ATPs as well. You can, during the presentation, you can enter your questions into the chat. There's a possibility to do the chat, and after the presentation, we have a Q&A, and I will try to answer those questions you might have during the presentation. After the presentation, we have some questions for you. If you're so free and kind to fill that out, we have some special pricing on the ATP kit, especially for the people that are attending this webinar. So if you fill it out on the end of the presentation, this is more than welcome. Okay, let's start. Let me introduce myself. My name is Michel Nicolai. I'm the regional sales engineer for the Nordics and Middle East, and I've been working for Zeisel for almost 10 years. So I will show you around what we have to offer in this. Yeah. So before we talk about product, let's talk about the security, the threats in general, because the main reason why we need ATP or security products is because the threats that are being offered very kindly to us through the internet. And we put some stats on paper to show you how this is engaging at the moment. Like Verizon is saying that 58% of the malware attack victims are categorized as small business. So if we look at our portfolio product, the mainstream of our products are being sold in the small and medium businesses. So the majority of the attacks are focused on our type of customers. So that's very important that we help our customers to protect their assets as much as we can. And some other figures, 89% of data breach victims do not have a system in place to self-detect data breaches. So there's a lot of potential there, and to help you on protecting the data breaches, we have some great tools with the ATP, what I can show you later. Some more figures, 60% of small business attacks are becoming more severe and more sophisticated. So the intelligence of the malware is getting higher and higher. So to protect us against that, we need to match up with them. If we take another figure, especially focused on our customer base, is 67% of our SMB have experienced a cyber attack in the last 12 months. That can be an easy botnet or a virus, but it can be anything. Yeah. Some other figures. Yeah, 54%. There are around 24,000 malicious mobile apps blocked every day, as we know that the mobile apps are increasing day by day. So that's a threat as well, what we're trying to protect. And another very popular device or devices are IoT devices. Like we see that the smart home connectivity is getting bigger and bigger by the year. We see that people are automating their homes, and all those small devices are connected to the internet. And what about their protection? So that's also something we'd like to focus on, how we protect these kinds of IoT devices. Then the last slide on some numbers. Every 39 seconds there's a hacker attack all over the world. And so, of course, the chance that you are being hacked is still quite limited. But yeah, as you see, that the numbers are increasing. And the most important one, and that's why we have this meeting, is that 480 new threats per minute are discovered every quarter, and that's increasing and increasing every time. And the new threats, that's the problem, yeah, because known threats, yes, we have categorized those, and that's not an issue. We can protect your customer against that one. But how about new threats? Yeah, we need to be prepared for all new malware that's coming out, and how we're going to deal with it. So if we look at our portfolio within Zyzal, we have different products in our security product line. If you look from left to right, we have our VPN series. It's our successor of our plain Zyzal series, like the Zyzal 110, 310, 1100. This is the new VPN series with more throughput. If we go to more to the right, the NSG series, that's a more sophisticated unit with UTM functionality, so with additional security appliances running on the system. But on the NSG, it's only cloud-based. So the configuration and the managing of these devices are cloud only. Then the USG series, the most popular ones at the moment, the on-premise UTM solution we have there for many years, with the security appliances on there. And now we are introducing the ATP series on top of our USG series. So talking about ATP, Advanced Threat Protection. Yeah, and what we are doing, we're going beyond the conventional way of thinking, and that's why we need more intelligence from the cloud to protect us against the most unknown attacks that we have today. So then the question is why cloud intelligence matters to SMB. Yeah, it's really important that we use all the resources we have to protect your customer against any kind of attack. So what we're using third-party database feeds, we're using periodic signature updates, and we have fixed hardware capacity for this. Yeah. So that means that our ATP has more performance than our traditional USG series. So if you look at the data we combine, it's not the data that we collect only. We do global sharing of our data, and the data we collect, it's not only the Zyzal data, but it's also data from other third parties that we consolidate so that we have a more updated information what we can use back into the unit. So live learning and updating. And for that reason, because we are in the cloud, there's unlimited scalability. Yeah, there's storage enough, there is resources enough, and if we see that the resources are not there anymore, we can increase that, without knowing of any kind of user. So this is all in one intelligence. What we do is the smart cloud intelligence consists of different parts. Yeah, we have IDP, that is a part of the cloud intelligence. We have the malware blocker. We have the web security, the machine learning, and the cloud sandboxing. Yeah, those 5 appliances we have made more intelligence. We put more intelligence in them than before. Yeah, the web security, malware blocker, and IDP. We already know this applications from the USG series. Only we make this more intelligent. As I said, we use multi-source data to collect our cloud intelligence. So how does it work? Yeah, we get an unknown file into our gateway, and we check this file, and we get the feedback out of the cloud. We are checking that in our cloud database and in our intelligence, and then the result comes back, and we block or forward the file to the user. And that's not on that particular router or that gateway. No, we are sharing this information, what has been given by this router, and we share this to all routers that are connected to the cloud. So everyone will benefit from that particular user who found something that is now known as suspicious or as a safe document. Yeah. But we did something extra. We made the IDP and the content filter more intelligent, but to be more give more protection to the zero-day threats, we added another application to the firewall, and that application is called sandboxing. And the sandboxing is a special application where we can test zero-day threats in a closed environment. So how does it look like? In the conventional UTM structure, we have the 5 applications are running on there that can protect you against the malware. It's anti-spam, the IDP, antivirus, the app patrol, and the content filter. But based on this database, we can only say that the file or the attack, it's a friendly attack, or a probably friendly attack, or yeah, it's a suspicious or a very bad attack. Yeah, we miss something in the middle. Yeah, because the gray zone in this is that we don't have any record on this file. And then in the traditional UTM, in the USGs, it is not being flagged, so it's passed through. Yeah. So what we do now is in the gray area, we put an application on top of this. And what we do is we do sandboxing. So if a file is in the gray area, we take a snapshot of that file and we send that to our sandbox. And to show you how it looks like, is like this. So the file is getting in there. You see the gray files coming in. You see the blue in the middle, that's the sandbox. And when the gray file is coming in, it will do some emulation in a contained environment. So nobody is affected, can be affected in this environment. So we could do emulation and we can test the file and then identify if the file is bad or not. Yeah, as we find out that it's a malware file, then we put it into a container and we kind of protect the customer next time when this same file comes in. If this emulation finds out that the file is safe, yeah, then it will flag and give the information to the gateway that next time this is a known file and it's being flagged as a safe file. For the sandboxing, we use an application. As you might know, especially people that are using our security portfolio for some time, that we only use a brand to work on our applications. Yeah, like the IDP, it's from Trend Micro, and also for the sandboxing application, it's not something that we invented ourselves. No, we got some professional people in there that have lots of experience in there, and the company is called Lastline. And Lastline, if you check on the internet, there is a NSS lab report on this, and it will tell you that this security application is very effective, and all the threats that are being scanned has 100% effectiveness above other brands known in the market. So we, as ISOL, are using the industry leading companies to make sure that we have the best applications running on our product. So that's more about the technology and the background of our product, but how does our product look like? At the moment, we have two products already available in the market, the ATP 200 and 500. ATP 800 is coming up. That's our flagship ATP. And you see the differences already in the number of ports, the firewall speed, the throughput, and the VPN throughput. It's similar as we use our USG series. Yeah, the functionality on all the units are more or less the same. It's more of a performance difference that we have on the units. If you look at pricing, if you now sell a USG 110 with a bundle, then you are better off at the moment to sell ATP 200. It's lower costs and higher performance and a higher security. So it's really a push also from our side to make it very attractive for people to move to a more secure and a more performance product. So what we have in our ATP product, the difference between the ATP and USG, that we are working with one license only that contains all the different applications like the sandboxing, the web security, the application security, the malware blocker, the IDP, and the geo enforcer. What's also included are the number of access points we can manage out of the box. As you know, that all of our gateway products like VPN, USG, and ATP can also work as a wireless controller. Normally, there are some free licenses on there to start with, just a few, 2 or 4 APs you can manage out of the box. And you can add license on top of it to increase that number. With the ATP is if you have the license enabled, you already have the maximum amount of APs that is being that can be run on that system. So for ATP 200, we can manage up to 18 access points. For the ATP 500, it will be 34, and the ATP 800 will go up to 130 access points. The bonus you get with the ATP license is our Secure Reporter software utility. I have some slides on that in a few minutes. Then you might be curious about, okay, how does the ATP look like when I'm logging in? This is the dashboard. For people that are seeing our VPN series or using our NXC series are already familiar with this new look and feel. The difference between those ones and the ATP is that we have another tab on top that's called the Advanced Threat Protection, and it gives you an overview of the health status of your network. And then you see the number of botnets that being filtered out, the number of sandboxing files that is being uploaded, and it gives you all kinds of statistics from your network. As you see that if you're pushing on general, then we have the same functions there with the monitoring, the wizard, the configuring, and the maintenance. So that's the same as what we have on the USG and VPN series. Then I have some slides on the differences between ATP and USG. I already mentioned some of the differences, but it is nice to have an overview and summarize on this. So you see that a lot of applications we share already, yeah, like the ATP, the IDP, the IPsec, the anti-malware. That's something we share already, but the extra intelligence, the cloud machine learning, is something additionally that we have on the ATP. Yeah, content filtering, geo enforcer, anti-spam are similar what we have on the USG. But the botnet filter, the sandboxing, and the zero-day IP URL reputations are new to this platform. No. Then something on throughput. I already mentioned the 110, but if you compare to the 210, it's around 660 megabytes per second. And if you compare it, because the ATP 500 is a little bit more expensive, but it has 2.5 times the speed of that USG 210. Yeah, if you look at UTM throughput, because we're doing a major step in that, if you look at our current USG 1900, on our specs we say around 700 megabits per second, or ATP 500 will do already 800. So it's a very fast platform, what we have established. On the VPN series, on the VPN part, we still offer the IPsec and the SSL. On the connectivity, AP controller is there, and the HA Pro is there by default. The HA Pro we only offer on the ATP 500 and 800, and it's not there for the 200s. The major difference in USG ATP is the hospitality part. We introduced, I think, 18 months ago, some extra features on our USG series that we can have hotspot management and Facebook Wi-Fi and concurrent device upgrade that we took out of our UAG product. Maybe people are familiar with that. That was a dedicated hospitality gateway. That product will phase out in a couple of months, and then if you're looking for some kind of solution, then you have to move to our USG series, and our ATP is not ready for that yet, maybe in the future. That being said, about the functionality and the applications that we have within the unit, as I said, we give you a bonus with some additional software. It's a reporting tool, and the reporting tool is called Secure Reporter, And with Secu Reporter, it's a cloud-based platform where you have your centralized reporting for all your security appliances. The license comes already when buying the ATP product, because the ATP product comes with a 1-year license by default. And then after a year, you can extend that for another year or 2 years or whatever you want. But the Secu Reporter is also valid as a separate license for our current USG series. So if you want to have that reporting for your current products, then that is available as well. So what it does, it's doing monitoring, reporting, but it's doing also analysis and alerting. So this means that if you have a continuous virus attack from, let's say, one user within your network, then you get a notification that something is happening on your network, and then you can check on the Secu Reporter who is the user that is causing this. So who, what, and when. This application, it's on the cloud, so it's available 24 hours. You can log in with your MyZyzo credential, and it will give you all the data from your ATP, and then you can see what kind of threat comes in, who is the target, when did it happen, who is the attacker, and where is the attack coming from. That is the information what you can get out of the software. What's the big benefit out of this is that you can make a customized report. So you can, if you manage this for your customer, you can send out a weekly or a monthly report to your customer and say, okay, this is the health of your network. And it gives the end user a more detailed information how their network is being used. The reporting now is going by email. Also, the notification is going by email. We are working on a mobile app, so you get push notifications on your mobile. That's something we will add in later this year. But for now, that's the reporting is going through email. There's also a possibility that if you as a reseller has the admin rights to this monitoring tool, you can set up everything, but you can also give the end user an account to this overview and give him just the right to monitor and not to change any settings. So that's up to you. You might come up with a question and say, okay, we are collecting all this information of our gateway, all the people that are connecting in the LAN to the internet. They could be known by our gateway. If you tell our gateway who people are behind our gateway. But to be compliant to the GDPR, because there are some privacy rules attached to this as well, we have a specific a tool within the Secure Reporter that you can make the user anonymous. So that means that there's no relation between the name prompted in your report and the real user behind it. Yeah, and we have 3 degrees of this. It is non-anonymous, so then we can see everyone's name in there. We can do it partial anonymous. What we do is we change the real names for strings that are related to the user, but you can't see the user itself, or the fully anonymous. So then it's not related to the user anymore. We can even remove data. because within the GDPR compliance, if there is a request from one of the users from the network that his data should be deleted, then we need to fulfill his requests. And that's also something what we can do in the Security Reporter. We can delete the user from the report so that this historic information is not there anymore. So this software is free of charge, comes with your ATP with a 1-year license. If you're interested in having this detailed information on our current USGs that are already in the field, there are some licenses available for that as well. So with this being said, I want to end this webinar and see if I can maybe answer some questions. If I'm looking at the chat, I haven't seen that much coming in. Is there anyone that has some questions in here that I might be helpful on? No? Then I would ask if I close this off to fill out the questionnaire that's behind it, and with the offer that we have for all the resellers to have a one-off special price on buying this product. So thank you all for attending. There's a rerun for this session. In the afternoon, we have a session in Dutch and in Finnish at 2 o'clock, and we do a rerun on this. So thank you all for joining, and have a nice day.